Hey everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a very exciting Omega level commander for you. A commander that is so incredibly powerful and a massive threat. And the commander in this episode is, of course, Aragorn the Uniter, a 5/5 human noble for 4 mana in total. Red, green, white, blue. It has a lot of text, so here we go. Whenever you cast a white spell, you get a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Whenever you cast a blue spell, you scry 2. Whenever you cast a red spell, 3 damage to an opponent. And whenever you cast a green spell, target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. So, multicolor spells give you an absurd amount of value. Yeah, I mean, this is a commander where, hey, if you're casting a spell that's got 3 colors in it, you're getting 3 additional effects on top of what that spell does. So yeah, there's a ton of additional value you get out of this. Again, you can make an army with those 1/1s. You can scry a lot to set at the top of your library, a lot of great card selection, which you might even be able to turn into card advantage. We'll talk about here in a bit. And on top of that, a lightning bolt worth of damage to an opponent's face every single time you top a red spell. And then on top of that, green spells pump, which means that if you've got mana open during combat, your opponents have to worry that you've got an instant speed green spell to pump something. There are so many different avenues for a commander like this, in one that just has, well, you know what? A lot of opportunity to do a lot of exciting and powerful things. 4-color, multicolor, tribal, essentially. An absurd amount of value, absurd amount of power. Aragorn, definitely an Omega level commander in my opinion. And yeah, if you are interested in this deck I'm going to be going through, well, make sure you check out that card list link, that deck list link in the description below. According to Moxfield, this is a $28 deck, $28.07 according to Moxfield's estimates. Now, keep in mind that cost does not include the cost of basic lands or shipping, but you might already have those basic lands, or maybe you can get them from a friend or the LGS that you're near. But yeah, make sure you're keeping that in mind. Still a very, very budget-friendly deck, and again, one that can be incredibly powerful even on a budget like this. Yeah, less than $30, a very friendly deck. Now let's jump into those tactics, though. First up, of course, there's Wayfarer's Bauble. Go down on turn 1, pay 2 tap, sacrifice it, get a basic into play, tap. So it doesn't matter what your land situation is to start. Even if you got, say, like a, island, a plains in your hand, cool, you can still ramp on turn 2 with this. That being said, yeah, if you've got a forest in your hand, ramp on turn 2 with Rampant Growth, a great ramp effect. Go get any basic from your library into play tap. Secure Tribe Elder, Steve! Sacrifice, go get that basic. Basically, Rampant Growth on a body. Sorry, Steve, you're not going to be lasting for very long. When it comes to ramp, we also have a 3-color spell with Trace of Abundance. Low to the ground, incredibly effective, incredibly efficient. And again, when we cast this, again, thanks to Aragorn, make a 1/1, lightning bolt someone's face, and also, hey, pump a creature +4/+4. Again, for just 2 mana, enchant a land, then enchant land has Shroud, so no one can target it, including yourself, sure, but that doesn't matter. On top of that, whenever the enchant land is set for mana, you get an extra mana for free. Basically, fertile ground, but again, giving that Shroud and also giving you so many more benefits thanks to your commander. Next up, we've got Cultivate. Go get 2 basics. 1 goes into play tap, 1 goes into your hand. So a great way to set yourself up for your next land drop. A great way to fix your mana. When it comes to that as well, we've got a new card with Entish Restoration. Sacrifice a land, go get 2 basics, put them on a battlefield, tap, then shuffle. But if you got a creature with power 4 or greater, which again, your commander meets that requirement, hey, you're getting 3 of those instead. So 3 mana, basically ramp. Well, not 3 technically, you're sacrificing 1 land, but still getting 3 lands into play. That is huge. Grow from the Ashes, a great spell as well. If you kick it, and it's an extra 2 mana, get 2 basics into play, untap so you can utilize that mana right away, or just 1 if you didn't kick it. Speaking of 2 though, Harrow. Yeah, sacrifice 1 land, get 2 basics into play, untap so you can utilize them right away. Another great turn 1 play though is Search for Tomorrow. A single green mana if you suspend it for 2. And it says search play for a basic, put it on the battlefield, and then shuffle. So yeah, again, untapped mana, that can be massive again, especially if you turn 1 that. Finally, we've got Migration Path, a great card as well. Pay 2 to cycle it away. Or yeah, hey, if you want to cast it, go get 2 of those basics into play tapped. But now let's move on to tactic number 2. With even more colorful ramp like Trace of Abundance, we've got, well, Growth Spiral, a great 2 mana card, 2 color card, green and blue. So scry 2, and again, +4/+4 to a creature, instant speed, draw a card on top of that, and of course you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. So card draw, land ramp, card advantage, card selection, and yeah, a pump effect. What's not to love with this in combination with your commander? Next up, Vajali Wayfarer. This one might seem like it's in green, but it is not. It is all colors, so this counts as a 4-color card for your commander. So when you cast this, you get all those benefits, again, for just 3 mana, On top of that, this effect is massive. Multicolored spells you have cast Convoke. They have Convoke, so basically, every single one of those tokens that you're generating thanks to your commander, all the other creatures you have in play, yeah, no, you can utilize them to tap them for mana, essentially to cast your other spells, to get even more creatures in play probably, to get even more value. This is absurd. On top of that, we've got a Rixmathes, Slumbering Isle. This one you get green and blue, so again, card selection and that pump. 12/12 Kraken, speaking of a pump, this thing is huge. ETBs with 5 slumber counters on it. If it's got a slumber counter on it, it's not a creature. That can actually be a good thing. It's just a land, essentially, instead, so you can tap for your green and blue with it. And whenever you cast a spell, you can remove a slumber counter from it, so you can just remove those counters. My recommendation is get it down to just 1 counter. Don't take that one off until you really need it, and then, yeah, you can instantly take it off with plenty of effects. You can also just say, you know what, I finally want my 12/12, let's swing with that, and take opponents out with something massive like this. Next up, Kaikar Wind's Fury, a 3/3 bird wizard in Jeskai. So again, scry 2, lightning bolt, creature token. Flying, speaking of creature tokens, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, get a 1/1 spirit with flying. Also, you can sacrifice those spirits for a red mana, so a great, essentially kind of like ritual effect for you throughout the game. A huge impact, and again, you've got a lot of great non-creature spells in this deck. You can take advantage of this in many ways. Next up, Mean Undead Wildborn. Again, 2 colors, lightning bolt, +4/+4, lovely. 4/4 elf ally, play additional land each of your turns, cool. Get extra lands out of your hand. You can also bounce lands back to your hand to give trample. That can also be very impactful as well. Then we've got Escape to the Wilds, again, 2 colors as well, the exact same. Exile top 5. Play the exile cards this way until the end of the next turn. Play additional land this turn. So again, ramp, additional card advantage. Temporary, sure, impulse draw, but still, 5 mana, basically get access to 5 cards. That is huge with the extra ramp. Yeah, a lovely card. And of course, in a similar way, we've got Urban Evolution in Simic. So again, scry and pump. Draw 3 cards, play additional land this turn. What's not to love about that? And speaking of loving something, let's move on to our next tactic. Tactic number 3, Bolt of Life. Yeah, Aragorn is the one that is dealing the damage whenever casting those red spells. Again, that lightning bolt effect, essentially lightning bolt someone's face. Even better now if you give your commander LifeLink. So Locks of Warhammer is a great one, +3/+0, trample and LifeLink. The +3/+0 trample is nice. That can be pretty impactful, especially again, since you can pump creatures, including your commander, with those green spells. So sure, you can trample through with your commander, which can be massive, but more importantly, again, whenever you're casting red spells now, not only are you dealing damage to your opponent's faces, you're also gaining life, and you gain a ton of life throughout the game with this. Of course, we also have a multicolor spell that can help us out this as well. Sage of the Inward Eye. This one's in Jeskai, so again, scry, lightning bolt, creature token, 3/4 Djinn Wizard with flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creature control gain lifelink until end of turn. This not only impacts your commander, which is massive, it also impacts your entire team, which is huge. Again, you're easily able to make a really wide army very, very quickly with all the spells that you're going to be casting. So yeah, a fantastic effect. But now let's move on to tactic number 4, paint with all the colors, because, well, we've got other cards that care about all the colors. We've got Whirlwind of Thought, a great card for a deck like this. First of all, again, 3-color spell gives us benefits, a lot of benefits just for us casting this. This is an enchantment that's going to stay in play and give us even more value, though. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. This is absurd. Again, like I mentioned, we've got a ton of non-creature spells in this deck. This can just replace all of them. On top of that, in combination with effects like, you know, hey, casting blue spells with our commander, scry first, get the card that you need on top, and then draw into that, or just ditch those 2 cards that you don't need, draw into something hopefully better. So a huge card. When it comes to drawing as well, yeah, Tome of the Guild pack, a great one as well. This one, unfortunately, doesn't give us any value when we actually cast it, because it is colorless. Pay 5 for it. Artifact, whenever you cast a multicolor spell, draw a card. Perfect. Again, being able to cast any multicolor spell, basically the vast majority of this deck will draw us an extra card. You can also tap for 1 of any color, so a very inefficient mana rock, but still the amount of value you can get us throughout the game definitely makes up for that. But now let's move on to our next tactic with multicolor management, because we've got even more ways to generate even more card advantage, get even more value out of this deck. A great one is Reborn Hope. This one's a sorcery for green, white. So again, 2 benefits from our commander. On top of that, return target multicolor card from your graveyard to your hand. That's going to be the vast majority of cards in this deck. Again, basically get back one of your best things out of your graveyard on top of all that extra value this gives you just by casting it. Speaking of which, Rite of Harmony, a great card as well. Whenever a creature enchantment enters the battlefield under control, this turn draw a card, and we can flash it back. So double the value out of this. And keep in mind, this does not specify non-token. So obviously, with Kaikar, obviously our commander, any of those other token generating effects, we get a ton of value with something like this. Then we've got Guided Passage, a really funny card for green, blue, red. So again, a lot of value there with 3 colors. Sorcery, reveal the cards in your library. The opponent chooses from them a creature, a land, a non-creature, non-land. They put them in your hand, you shuffle. Basically, again, you are getting 3 cards for the price of 1 on top of all the extra value that you get just for casting this. Could be a hilariously good spell in this deck. And then we've got Naya Charm. The charms are great for a commander like this. Again, especially those 3 color ones. Naya Charm is a fantastic one in red, green, and white. Choose 1, 3 damage to our creature. Return a card from graveyard to owner's hand. Tap all creatures target player controls. Can be very helpful for a lot of situations. Again, taking out a creature, bringing something key back, or tapping down an army to prevent them from attacking you, or helping you get your army through. On top of all that other value that you're getting, again, it's a 3-mana spell. That is huge. Next up, Sphinx's Revelation. X, white, blue, blue. Gain X life, draw X cards. Huge effect, huge impact. This can be absolutely just massive. Again, instant speed. Utilize it at the end of your opponent's turn right before you. Draw a ton of cards, gain a bunch of life, get some scry, get some extra, creature token essentially as well. So have a lot of fun with that. When it comes to going wide as well, you can really take advantage of Camaraderie, an incredible card in this kind of attack. You gain X life, draw X cards to X number of creatures you control. Creature you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Again, we've got so many ways to make creature tokens go wide. Pump them slightly, that's nice, but more importantly, hey, let's just draw a ton of cards on top of that. Sure, let's gain some life as well. Why not? Now also, Beck and Call. This is a huge card for a deck like this. Green, blue. Hey, Rite of Harmony, basically the exact same thing. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield enters the battlefield this turn, you may draw a card. Huge impact, huge, massive impact. We can also fuse this together if we need to. Put 4 birds into play. So we can cast this for even more value. Again, utilizing 3 of our colors if we need to. Again, just a massive impact, a great way to draw down into our deck. But of course, we're not done with the value train just yet. Let's move on to permanent management with some permanents that can help us out. Cabaretti Ascendancy. My goodness, this one can help us out a lot. Again, just by casting it. 3 mana, 3 colors, so much value from our commander. On top of that, give your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. It's a creature planeswalker, reveal, put in your hand. If you don't put that card in your hand, you can put them on your library. Essentially, card advantage and selection in one. Again, creatures come right into our hand. Great. If it's not, we can put it on the bottom of our library if we don't like it. So there you go. On top of it being a 3-mana spell for 3 colors, absolutely huge. Speaking of which, Jeskai Ascendancy. 3 different colors, 3 mana. It's an enchantment that says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Untap those creatures. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you can draw a card if you discard a card. My goodness. So basically free looting on top of all the other value that we're getting out of our non-creature spells. And of course, that's in combination of, it's a, blue card to help us with scrying. Cool. Set yourself up, draw the right card, discard a card from here that you don't need. Also, pump your army. Again, we go wide so easily with this deck. Even if we swung out and we're tapped out with our creatures, our opponents have to be very wary because, hey, let's untap them. Great. Just keep in mind, this plus Fajali Wayfire is insane. An absolutely incredible combination. Next up, Rigo Streetwise Mentor, a great card, a 2/2 for Selesnya, white, Azorius. Again, 3 colors for 3 mana. When it enters the battlefield, a shield counter on it. When you attack a player planeswalker with 1 or more creatures with power 1 or less, draw a card. We've got a ton of creatures with power 1 or less. Again, our commander makes them for us. Cool, let's draw a ton of cards. Again, basically 3 each turn. Have fun with that. Next up, Elsh of the Infinite. Again, a way to take advantage of our non-creature spells. 3/3 Jin Monk in Jeskai. So again, 3 colors. Prowess. You may look at the top card of your library at any time, so that's huge. That is massive. Being able to have that knowledge is great. You may cast non-creature spells from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, you may cast those without flash. So basically, we're playing off the top of our library, extra hand essentially for us, in flash speed. What's not to love about that? So much value to be had. Oh, when it comes to value as well, Tatiova. Yeah, this one in comparison to some others, this is just 2 colors. Still. 3/3 Merfolk Druid for 5 mana in Simic. Whenever a land enters battlefield under your control, you gain life, draw a card. We've got a ton of ways to ramp. Again, like I said, a lot of land ramp in this deck. On top of that, just cracking Evolving Wilds is huge for this. A great way to generate a lot of card advantage for us. And when it comes to a different way to generate advantage, though, Amrith the Lustrous, another great effect. A 6/6 dragon in 3 colors as well in Bant. Flying, whenever another permanent enters battlefield under your control, the top card of your library. If there's a card type with that permanent, reveal it, put in your hand. Huge impact. Again, just simply play a land. Cool. Oh, it's the top land. Great. Goes into my hand. Play a creature. Same thing. A lot of extra value for us. On top of this being a pretty big creature. Again, 3 different colors, though, as well, for all that extra value. But as good as all these cards are, there is one in my opinion that stands above the rest, and that is the golden pig of this deck, which of course is the #1 card out of 99. And the golden pig of this deck is Elegith Crossroads Augur, an insane card in this deck. Now, like I've shown you so far, hey, many cards in this deck are like 2+ colors. A lot of them are 3 colors. This one's only 1 color, and yet it is the golden pig because, well, it's a 5/6 Sphinx of flying for 6 mana in blue. So sure, you can scry. But hey, when it comes to scrying, if you would scry a number of cards, draw that many instead. Absurd. That means that every single time in combination with our commander, we cast a blue spell. Instead of scrying 2, which is great card selection, we now just get straight up card advantage. That is incredible. That is insane. This is basically, hey, every single one of your blue spells, which you have a ton of them, now is basically plus divination. You just get to draw 2 on top of that. The amount of card advantage we can get throughout the game is an absurd amount, and that is why this is the golden pig. But now let's move on to the next tactic, which I'm calling Protection Plan. And yeah, we need to protect some of our key pieces as well. Decisive Denial is a great way to do that. Choose 1 target creature you control, fight target creature you don't control, which is lovely. Hey, take something out. Great. We got plenty of opportunities to do that. Again, with these pump effects that we have, we can very easily make even just Aragorn into a 9/9. Cool. Take something out. On top of that, counter target non-creature spell this controller pays 3. That's usually enough to say, you know what? Nah, you don't have enough for that. That's fine. Next up, is it Charm? Counter target non-creature spells they pay 2. Cool. Again, 2 mana. 2 colors, great additional value. And yeah, if you don't have that mana, it's going to get countered. Or we can deal 2 damage to any creature, or we can draw 2, discard 2. Again, a lot of great value out of something like this. And yet another charm. Here we go, Simic Charm. Again, in Simic, target creature gets +3 until end of turn. So another great way to pump something even further. This is basically just +7 scry 2 if you do that, right? Or permanent you control gain hex for another turn, or return target creature to its owner's hand. A great way to protect a creature, or all of our creatures, all of our perms essentially, or bounce something to its owner's hand. You know, if an opponent's swinging at us with a big creature, hey, let's just get rid of that temporarily. Or we can get our things back with Rian, Angel of Rebirth, a fantastic card in this kind of a deck. 3 colors. 3/4 flying angel. Other multi-creatures you control get +1/+0. So again, a great pump effect for many of our creatures. On top of that, whenever another multicolor creature you control dies, returns to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. A great way to say, you know what? Even if you take something out, I'm going to get it back. I'm going to be able to replay it. This is a great way to say, it's going to be really hard for you to stop me until you stop this. But on the other end of things, let's go on to our next tactic, Expired Warranty. We're going to get rid of our opponent's things, and what better way than Artifact Mutation? A card that just costs 2 mana. Again, it's in 2 colors. Again, so much value with this commander. Destroy target artifact, it can't be regenerated. You get X, 1/1 green saplings, so X, that's mana, converted mana cost. This one's makes like 2 mana, okay. Lightning Bolt, +4/+4, destroy an artifact and get a ton of saplings. Again, going wide is great for this deck. We got plenty of pump effects. This can be absolutely huge, again, for just a great removal spell. Next up, Hull Breach, very flexible, very efficient. 2 mana, again, in Gruul. Destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, or destroy target artifact and target enchantment. 2 mana, get rid of 2 problematic things, and also Lightning Bolt +4/+4. What's not to love about that? Speaking of which, Rip Apart, again, just 2 mana, this time in Boros. Choose 1, 3 damage target creature or planeswalker, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Very flexible, very efficient, does so much for us. Absolutely lovely. They've got Savage Twister. Do you need a board wipe? Cool. X, red, green. X damage to each creature. Again, so much value there. Flexible, so you can get rid of the exact things that you need, essentially. Hey, if you want to pump some of your creatures beforehand to protect them, go for it. I mean, actually, when you're just casting this, you do pump a creature. So again, save Aragorn probably, take out all their creatures. Sure, why not? If you need to reset things, go for it. Then we've got Bant Charm again. Like I mentioned, charms are incredible, so efficient. 3 color for our commander. Choose 1 to destroy target artifact, put target creature on the bottom of its owner's library, or counter target instant spell. So basically, removal, or hey, a great counter spell as well. This is fantastic. And again, all that extra value on top of that, thanks to our commander. Then we've got Broker's Charm, yet again. In Bant, choose 1. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker opponent controls. This is basically just take out any creature again because you've got that pump effect as well thanks to your commander. So if you choose your commander, that's going to be what? 10 power? Yeah, that's gone. Destroy target enchantment. So again, another great removal spell. Or draw 2 cards. So again, a great way to dig deeper into our deck in combination with that scrying. Then we've got Cabaretti Charm. This one in Naya. Choose 1, deals damage 2 equal to the number of creatures you control, target creature, planeswalker. We can go wide very efficiently, very effectively. Take out pretty much anything with this. Creature control at +1/+1 and trample till end of turn. A great pump effect. Again, we're going to be going wide. Cool, let's pump our creatures. And you can just get 2 citizens if you want. So if you want to go wider with something like this. We've got Incandescent Arya. There we go. Took a while to say. Here we go. Sorcery for 3 mana, 3 damage each non-token creature. So again, Aragorn's going to be fine, right? Cool. 5 power, 5 toughness. It's fine. Our tokens are going to be fine. We're going wide very easily with that. We can also pump another creature. Maybe we've got Kaikar in play. We want to protect that. Cool. Pump it with this because, again, that green. And yeah, take out basically a lot of medium-sized to small creatures your opponents might control. Then there's Jeskai Charm, a great flexible card as well. Choose one, put target creature on the top of its owner's library, 4 damage to an opponent or planeswalker, or creature you control at +1/+1 and gain lifelink until end of turn. Again, that lifelink, like I mentioned before, is massive with your commander, so really take advantage of that. A very flexible card as well, Wear and Tear. We can fuse it together if we want to, destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment, destroy both, whatever you need to do. Again, extra value for you. And finally, there's Decimate, 4 mana, 2 colors, destroy target artifact, target creature, target enchantment, target land. It's going to destroy a lot of things for us. A really good, really flexible effect. But now let's move on to our next tactic, Hit Hard, and my goodness, can we? Balefire Liege, a great card in this, 2/4 Spirit. It says other red creatures you control get ++1, other white creatures you control get ++1, so again, that pumps our tokens that our commander makes even. Whenever you cast a red spell, 3 damage to a player, so basically double lightning bolt when we're casting our red spells. Absurd, 6 damage anytime you cast 1 red spell, and on top of that, whenever you play a light spell, you gain 3 life as well. So hey, on top of getting that creature token, you also gain some life as well. Yeah, this can do a lot of work for you. Next up, Maya Bredegar Protector. A great card in this deck. 2/3 Human Warrior for 5 mana and total other creature control at ++1, so a great anthem there. On top of that, whenever a land ETBs, we talked about Tatiova, how landfall can definitely be really good with this kind of a deck. You get a 1/1, so there you go. Go even wider, even quicker. Double your army's power. I mean, not double it, but I guess for the tokens, it does double the power with the anthem. A great effect. Then there's Collective Blessing. Hey, you know those tiny tokens that you're making? Make them massive with this. Creature control at +3/+3. Well worth that 6 mana. Now, every single time you cast a white spell, you're basically making a 4/4. Absurd. So good with this kind of a deck. But now let's move on to our final tactic, Swing Away. And swing away we shall. Hero Precinct 1, yet another great way to generate even more creatures with this deck. A 2/2 Human Warrior for just 2 mana. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, you get a 1/1 human. That is massive. That is huge. We've got so many multicolored spells, basically doubling up our commander's effect. That is massive. Then there's Broker's Ascendancy. This can help us go tall. Very, very tall. Enchantment for 3 mana. Again, 3 mana, 3 colors. So efficient, so effective. Beginning of your end step, you get a counter each creature you control. Cool. Let's just say, you know, our little army is getting quite big, quite effective, quite efficient throughout the game. Absolutely crazy. Then there's Flurry of Wings. Make us an army in a different way. 3 mana, again, 3 colors. Put X 1/1 white bird soldier creature tokens on the battlefield. Or X the number of attacking creatures. Instant speed. So again, if an opponent's attacking us, great. Just make a ton of birds. Flying birds. Or if they're attacking another opponent. If opponents are swinging at each other, it's just great. Hey, oh, you attack with 10 creatures? Great, let's just make 10. Cool, I'll keep them on the board. You can also use these as blockers you want, kind of like a pseudo fog. Or on your turn, if you're, say, swing with your giant army of 10 creatures, awesome. Double up your army, essentially. Make some flyers. This card is great. There's General Ferris Rockrick. Oh my goodness, this card is good. 3/1 Human Soldier. Hexproof from monocolored. That's nice. Most importantly, though, whenever you cast a multicolored spell, you get a 4/4 red and white golem artifact creature token. Yeah, you are going to be making an even bigger army even quicker, because now every single time you cast those multicolored spells and you got a ton of them, hey, let's make a 4/4 on top of the 1/1 that you probably get as well thanks to your commander. Absurd. Ginny Faye can take things to another level, though. This card, again, 3 mana, 3 different colors, huge already. 3/3 Elf Druid. If you create one of our tokens instead, you may create that many 2/2 cats with haste, or that many 3/1 green dogs with vigilance. So now instead of getting those simple little 1/1s that our commander makes, every single time we cast a spell with white in it, we are getting, you know, if you want to swing right away, cool, a 2/2 hasty cat, which is twice as big as what we would have gotten, or a 3/1 vigilant dog that we can keep back on defense if we need to and swing for even more damage. Absolutely huge. Speaking of huge, Kim, the Soaring Wind. 3/4 bird dinosaur with flying. In Jeskai, whenever you create one or more tokens for the first time each turn, you get a 1/1 bird. Cool, with flying. So you know what? You're doing this on each player's turn. That is 4 tokens with each tripper on the table. Again, just a free additional effect. Fantastic. On top of that, hey, pay 3 in Jeskai. Creature tokens you control gain double strike until end of turn. Massive. Just say, you know what? I got my giant army. Maybe I got some pump effects. Maybe I'm, you know, making those General Ferris Rockrick golem tokens. Let's double strike my army. Hitting for an absolute ton. Yeah, that's huge. Speaking of huge, Gahiji Honored 1. Again, 3 different colors. In Naya, whenever a creature attacks one of your opponents or planeswalker opponent controls, that creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. A free pump effect for all your creatures essentially when you're attacking. Anytime you're attacking your opponents, cool. Now your 1/1s are swinging for 3 damage instead. That is massive. On top of that, obviously, this encourages your opponents to swing at each other because, hey, you know what? You could swing at me, but you're going to be dealing more damage over there, so you might as well swing over there. So it's a great effect. Then there's Fabine, Boss is Confident, 3/6. Creature tokens control have haste. That's already just a great effect. Being able to swing with our creature tokens right away, that is huge. On top of that, beginning of combat on your turn, each player reveals a top card of their library. For each land card revealed this way, you get a 1/1. Those creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn for each non-land card revealed this way. Then each player draws a card. A great impact again, helping you go wider or go taller temporarily. A great impact on this kind of a deck. And then finally, Rith the Awakener. A great way to just make a ton of tokens out of nowhere, essentially. 6/6 Flying Dragon for 6 mana. When it deals counter to a player, you can pay 2 and a green. You're going to want to do that because if you do, you choose a color, then you get a 1/1 green sapling creature token for each permanent of that color. Every single permanent in play, including those creature tokens that you're already making. Yeah, you're going to be making an absurd amount of saplings. And of course, again, you got all those pump effects. You got all those fantastic effects. Take your opponents out in absolutely no time. Yeah, this is just an absolutely fantastic way to finish things off. But yeah, overall, a very exciting, very impactful commander. Definitely worthy of being labeled as an Omega level commander. A 4-color, multicolor matters commander that just says, you know what? Let's just cast spells, give you an absurd amount of extra value out of them, and just take your opponents out in absolutely no time. This is just a fantastic commander. If you are interested again in this deck, make sure you check out that deck list link in the description below. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.